according to some claims, the Atlantean Thoth was ousted from Egypt by Ra. He also built Stonehenge to map celestial and architectural geometry. In 3840 BC, Anu, king of the planet Nibiru, inspected the Earth, gold mining facilities, and the spaceport at Tiwanaku. And there he pardoned Marduk for his attack on Comrader Enlil's forces. And Marduk, known as a Ra, returned to Egypt, where he and his priests from the city of Thebes warred against his half-brother Thoth, or Ningishzida, who ruled from Heliopolis to Memphis. And after 350 years of strife along the Nile, Enki, aka Ptah, lord of Egypt, seas and Africa, ordered Thoth, or Ningishzida, to cede Egypt to Marduk. Ningishzida, Thoth that is, moved on to build a stone observatory planetarium at Lagash in Sumer and an observatory astronomical computer in Britain before he moved on to build similar structures as well as tin and gold processed plants atop the Andes and Central America. In Britain, around 2900 BC, he selected a site in the Salisbury Plain to build Stonehenge and a stone observatory and astronomical computer there. Ningishzida, that is Thoth, with Middle Eastern and Black Olmec crew from Central America, rebuilt Stonehenge second and third from 2100 to 2000 BC on the Salisbury Plain in Britain, that's 80 miles from London. Among people who had inhabited the area since 30,000 BC. Stonehenge the first, the most elaborate of the 900 ancient stone, wooden, and earthen circles in the British Isles, as well as the largest and most complicated one in Europe, adjusts for latitude. From the sight lines at Stonehenge, its keepers can sight foretell eclipses, solstices, moon phases, and changing apparent positions of the stars. Stonehenge features 30 upright stones, of which 17 remain, pairs of huge upright stone blocks, each about 13 feet high, connected to the top by massive lintel stone to form freestanding trilithons directed in the semicircle surrounded in turn by a massive circle of similar giant stones connected at the top by lintels carved to form a continuous ring around the paired uprights. Inside this massive stone ring, smaller stones called blue stones from 250 miles away overland and 2 miles down the Avon River from southwestern Wales, of which 29 are still standing, form the bluestone circle outside the trilithons and a bluestone semicircle. And within this second ring stood 5 pairs of trilithons making up the sarsen horseshoe of 10 massive sarsen blocks. The innermost circle consisted of 19 bluestones that form the bluestone horseshoe. Within this innermost compound, on the axis of the whole Stonehenge complex, stood the altar stone, a 16-foot long dressed block of blue-gray sandstone, half buried under an upright, and the lintel of one of the trilithons. The rings of stone are in turn centered within a large framing circle. It's a deep, wide ditch whose excavated soil was used to raise its banks and forms an encompassing ring around the whole Stonehenge complex, a ring with diameter 300 feet. A circle of 56 deep pits called the Aubrey holes surround the inner bank of the ditch. 2 stones on opposite sides of the ditch's inner embankment, and further down the line, 2 circular mounds with holes in them once held a stone akin to the first 2 stones, and the 4 called station stones, connecting by lines outlining a perfect rectangle. The embankment had a wide gap that opened into a concentric rings of stones, holes, and earthworks. The opening in the ditch, oriented northeast, leads to a causeway, the avenue. 2 parallel embankment ditches outline this avenue, leaving a passage 30 feet wide for a third of a mile, where it branches northward towards the Curses, an elongated earthwork at an angle to the avenue, and the other branch of the avenue curves towards the Avon River. A line drawn through the center of the avenue passes through the center of the circles and holes to form the structure's axis, along which are marker stones, one of which, the heel stone, were placed along the axis. Some of the blue stone semicircles are missing, some lie about as fallen giants. Stonehenge began with a ditch and a burn, an earthen circle with a circumference of about 1,050 feet, at its bottom 12 feet wide, 6 feet deep. Digging up 2 raised banks within its outer ring of the circles are 56 pits. Thoth left the northeast part of the dirt ring undug as an entrance in the middle of the circle, and the 2 now missing gateway stones that flanked the entrance. The entrance stones gave the heel stone a massive boulder set 4 feet underground and 16 feet above on a 24-degree angle, round points on which to create lines of sight down the avenue that movable pegs set into holes on the entrance stones. Thoth put 4 rounded station stones within the circle to form a perfect triangle. This was the extent of Stonehenge 1, the earthen ring, an entranceway access, 7 stones and wooden pegs. About 2100 BC, Thoth directed the Wessex people to add 4-ton blue stones to Stonehenge, now called Stonehenge 2, and a double bluestone circle that surrounded Stonehenge 2. The builders shifted the heel stone, widening and realigning the avenue to keep up with the changes of the Earth's tilt made in the sunrise point. Thoth and the Wessex moved the altar stone when the remodeling began. Stonehenge 3, around 2000 BC, Thoth re-erected the heel stone and dug holes for new sightings. He completely dismantled the bluestone circle of Stonehenge 2 with Anunnaki sonar technology, and he brought 77 50-ton sarsen stones from Marlborough Downs, 40 miles away. He incorporated 19 of these blue stones in a new inner oval of stones topped by lintel stones, and placed the other blue stones ready to be inserted in holes dug for 2 new circles not yet completed. He replaced the old entrance stones with 2 huge new ones. This is referenced by enkispeaks.com, and it's on Humans Be Free, according to their claims. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.